We're here to bring a new type of news show.
New insights, new styles, and new topics every day.
We are News Generation.
Bringing news just for you is Wednesday, August 13th here in Seoul. I'm Lee Soo-jin, and this is News Generation. Joining us today is Julie and Kim.
Good morning.
Good morning. Also, Song-na is with us.
Hi.
Hi. And both are here to speak on behalf of people in their 20s and 30s. So it's Wednesday, which means we're going to begin with our keyword news, where we look at a story that has been gaining traction over the past 24 hours. And today's keyword is daughters. The preference for sons has become a thing of the past in South Korea. Gallup International released a poll on Tuesday of men and women in 44 countries asking whether they would prefer to have a son, a daughter, or if the child's gender didn't matter. For the South Korean survey, just 15% said they would prefer a son, while a huge 28% said they would prefer a daughter. That places Korea at the top among all surveyed countries in daughter preference. It's a dramatic shift from around 30 years ago when just 10% of South Koreans expressed a preference for daughters. Gallup International cited growing gender equality and the perception that daughters are more likely than sons to take on the responsibility of caring for elderly parents. So Niall, did you have a preference of whether you had a son or daughter? If so, why?
So they say first sons usually take after their moms. It's a urban saying, but my husband is known to be very, very, very tame as a person now and as a baby, and I wasn't. So I was afraid that if I had a son, he would end up kind of like me being a little difficult of a baby. But you know what? I did have a son, and he wasn't too difficult. He's quite tame, and I love him very much, and he looks like me, so that's a bonus. And on second thought, I think I see people with two sons and the dynamics they have between the two boys versus I had a brother and it was a brother-sister relationship. I wouldn't mind having another son.
And Julie, I know you obviously don't have any immediate plans to have kids, but if you were to have a child in the future, do you have a preference?
Yeah, definitely no immediate plans to have kids, but honestly, I don't really think it matters that much for me. When I think about having a daughter or a son, I don't really feel like I have a strong preference for one or the other. I'm sure whenever I think about seriously having children, I think things could change, but as of now, because I'm not thinking of having children anytime soon, I honestly haven't given it much thought.
Fair enough. So the findings highlight how shifting cultural values, economic growth, and evolving family dynamics are reshaping long-held traditions in South Korea. So what was once a strong preference for sons has given way to a new outlook, one that reflects changing roles within the family and society, and hopefully paves the way for greater gender equality in the years to come. And that concludes our keyword news for this Wednesday. And as we make our way through the middle of the work week, we're going to dive into a topic that explores how things get to us quickly and reliably and what it takes behind the scenes to make that happen. So let's take a look at the screen to learn more. Delivery in Korea is not just reliable, but it's also incredibly fast. Packages can arrive within just hours of you clicking order. It's a service many of us take for granted, but behind this impressive speed lies a complex system and hard-working delivery workers who keep everything moving. Yet with growing demand, questions about the well-being of delivery staff have come to the forefront. And that's why Korea has introduced No Delivery Day to give workers a much-needed break. So today on News Generation, we'll explore what makes Korea's delivery system unique and discuss how this new initiative aims to help those behind the scenes. As we just saw in the video, Korea's delivery culture is incredibly fast-paced and deeply woven into everyday life. It's become such a big part of how we live that it's hard to imagine daily life without it. But tomorrow is actually No Delivery Day, a rare break for delivery workers across the country. So before we get into the reasons behind it, let's start with our own habits. So do you tend to order things a lot online? Or are you one of those people who gets a package delivered to their doorstep almost every day? Or do you only shop online when it's absolutely necessary, Julian?
Yeah, I do really enjoy online shopping, but it's usually just a lot of window shopping, so I don't really have a lot of packages on my doorstep every single day. So I guess I'm more aligned with the type of person to shop online when it's absolutely necessary. And as much as I would really love to have a package every day, I do try to control my shopping habits and only purchase things when necessary. I do find online shopping to be extremely convenient, especially for my lifestyle and especially here in Korea too. So the amount of packages coming in are slowly starting to increase.
So what kind of stuff do you usually shop online?
It could just be anywhere from food to clothes. Those are generally the biggest categories for me.
What about you, Niall?
You know what? I don't have a lot of guilt because I usually order my groceries online, so it's a necessity, right? But delivery saves me so much time because as a working mom, it takes a lot of commitment to go down to the offline store to go grocery shopping. But many Korean deliveries arrive very, very early. And I think location-wise, where I'm living personally, it's very close to some of the base stations. So when they say it's arriving early morning, it actually arrives at 11 p.m., which is so great for me. And some grocery stores even deliver their foods within hours of purchasing it. So it's been a great convenience to me.
So Korea is often praised for its fast, reliable, and affordable delivery service. So how would you describe Korea's delivery system, Niall, and what are some of its key strengths in your opinion?
Right, as I just mentioned, Korea's delivery system is very fast and efficient, and in the Seoul metropolitan area, most orders arrive between 2 to 3 days after the order being placed, and same day and early morning delivery services are also available, and delivery tracking allows you to check the location and status of the parcel in real time, and notifications via text messages are also convenient. And many, many different delivery options. You can have unmanned parcel lockers, convenience store pickups, storage with security guards, or re-delivery when you are present. And thank you so much to the dense nation delivery network. Even remote islands and mountainous regions can receive these deliveries actually pretty quickly. And delivery fees are also inexpensive, which is a bonus. And it's in comparison to other parts of the world, but it's very good.
I think you might be able to relate to this, but you say you shop usually for groceries. But I think that there are times when you forget to order stuff. But if you want to make a dinner and you miss the ingredient, then you can order it like at a certain time in the morning. You can get it on the day of. So I think that's super convenient. And you also mentioned remote islands, and I think actually the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, and Transport actually has been pushing for drone delivery trials. And there was actually a report that someone on my team did like at Jeju Island, because there's still areas of Jeju Island that don't get those deliveries. So it's interesting to see how it's advancing, continuing to advance. So the no delivery day was introduced to give overworked delivery drivers a much needed break. So Julian, what's the background behind having this day in Korea? How did this idea come about, and why was it considered necessary?
Yeah, so Korea's delivery service is considered to be one of the best in the world. However, this does come at a cost for delivery workers. Now, they undergo really tough working conditions, and when the volume of packages surge, they have to work really long hours. Especially given the record-breaking heat waves over the past month, working conditions have been significantly more challenging for delivery workers. Now, as a result, there has been growing social demand for improving the treatment of delivery workers. This is the background behind the creation of Delivery Workers' Day Off. To guarantee delivery workers' right to rest, Korea established this holiday around Liberation Day starting in 2020. This year, the act dates vary by delivery companies, but the Delivery Workers' Days Off is scheduled to be from the 14th to the 16th this year.
So no delivery day wasn't an easy agreement to reach. So unlike regular employees protected by labor laws, most delivery workers in Korea are classified as special contract workers, making it harder for them to speak out if they are facing poor conditions. That's why in 2020, like Julian said, the Labor Ministry and 4 major parcel companies here in Korea agreed to designate a day each year as a day off. And the aim is to protect workers' health during the summer heat, help them recharge before the upcoming busy Chuseok holiday, and allow them obviously time with their families. There's certain companies that still don't take part yet, but they do face ongoing pressure to join. So what do you think about setting a day with no parcel deliveries? Do you think it's a good idea, Julian?
Yeah, definitely from the perspective of respecting delivery workers' labor rights, the Delivery Workers' Day Off is occasionally a necessary measure. Now, overworking and safety accidents are important issues that do really need to be addressed. So, delivery workers' right to rest should be guaranteed. Now, delivery workers are the backbone of our society, so it's absolutely imperative to provide an occasional day to rest. They work late in the night and also during holidays, ensuring that we get our packages on time. So I think it's fair to give them an occasional break to rest.
I agree. But on the flip side, Niall, do you think consumers might find it inconvenient to have a day without deliveries? And what about the drivers themselves? Could a break like this actually create some challenges for them?
Right. I think it's different depending on the consumer, but for small business owners who depend on these fast deliveries, it can be difficult, especially when it comes to fresh produce that could cause some damage for their small businesses. But on a personal, individual consumer's perspective, it may be an inconvenient idea, but if someone is that desperate to get something that quickly, there are other services and measures to be taken. And to be completely honest, there's one unfortunate day that falls on that day where there's no delivery. I feel like that happens maybe once or twice a year. And if that's what it takes to give these men, the workers who are needing the break, so be it. I think that's what we need to make a better environment for them to work. But you're right. I think overall, people who are working as freelancers who need to earn that money that specific day, it's not convenient for them to have that day taken away from them. So I think the key here is communication and the flexibility to let people work when they need to and also rest when they need to.
I agree. So while concerns about delivery workers' labor rights and working conditions continue to be a serious issue, Korea's parcel delivery system is still widely recognized around the world for its impressive speed, remarkable reliability, and overall efficiency. And to find out more, we asked our viewers on the Arirang News YouTube channel, what is the biggest strength of Korea's parcel service? And here's what they said. So 48% of respondents pointed to its fast delivery as the top advantage. Close behind, 44% highlighted the safe and reliable handling of packages, and 8% said the affordable cost of delivery was the main benefit. So fast delivery is seen as the biggest perk of Korea's delivery service, but to learn more about how delivery systems compare worldwide and to hear different perspectives, we're going to speak to a young person from India who will share their experiences and thoughts on this. So that conversation will take up right after the break, so don't go anywhere.
NewsGen wants to hear from you. Go to YouTube and search our channel Arirang News. Click Community and leave a comment down below. Make a new type of news with us.
Joining us today is Pakia, who's a student at university here in Korea. So hi Pakia, thank you so much for connecting with us today. You're back home in India for summer break right now, right?
Yes. Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming in. So how does a parcel delivery system work here in your country?
I think the parcel delivery system here works almost the same as in Korea. We have app dedicated services, two different kinds of services what we get like for food, groceries, clothing, and essentials. We just have to order it on the app and it gets delivered to your doorstep. Like if I have to compare, then like Korea has Coupang, we have Amazon, and the delivery takes almost 2 to 3 days. And if you want faster delivery, you have to either pay extra or have Prime subscription. Here, Prime means exactly similar to the Wow membership we have for Coupang, free delivery and getting delivered in 2 to 3 days. But what difference I think is that in India, you have to physically be present to receive the package. The delivery workers will not leave it at your doorstep. If you're not present at home, you have to ask someone else to collect it for you. I think that is the one difference.
Hi, Bakya. So, do you also usually order many packages? And also, what do you personally find the most convenient about Korea's delivery system?
Surprisingly, I order more when I'm in Korea compared to when I'm in India because it's so convenient and easy. So I order it a lot more in Korea. And the most convenient part is definitely its very fast delivery and also how reliable it is. We Indians often have trust issues. That's why we also have cash on delivery. So whenever we order, we see the product, we got the correct product, and then we pay. But when I came to Korea, I got used to being trusting the delivery so much that we pay beforehand. So I think how reliable it is and how fast it is. And also my favorite is the rocket delivery one. when I sometimes forget to order essentials and remember at night and then order, and before even I wake up, my vegetables and groceries are already there at the doorstep. I think I love that part.
That's great. I love that part as well. What are your thoughts on Korea's no delivery day, a day that no parcels are delivered to give these workers a break?
I think it's great. I think Korea starting this initiative is a great thing because, as mentioned, Korea is known for its very fast delivery and how reliable it is, and all the pressure falls on the delivery workers. They have to meet the deadlines, they are working tirelessly around the clock and going morning. So I think it's great that they get that 1 day break. And apart from break, it is also like seen as a recognition, a day of appreciation for them that we see your hard work, we appreciate your hard work. So I think it's great. We in India don't have any such day. So I hope we take inspiration from Korea and start this day. So I think it's a great initiative.
Great.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your insight with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a good day.
So we just heard from a young person from India who shared her perspective and her personal experience with delivery services in her country and in Korea. So of course, delivery systems vary a lot around the world. So if you take the US as an example, deliveries can sometimes take days, even weeks, and package tracking also works differently. So how does that compare with what we see here in Korea, Julian?
Yeah, so deliveries in the US can sometimes take days or even weeks, especially for more rural areas in the country. However, from my own personal experience, it doesn't take weeks for packages to get delivered. And I've actually found package tracking to be generally accurate and helpful. But I should mention this is coming from someone who lived in Los Angeles, an extremely urban area with large ports that are well connected to every single country in the world. In general, my experience with delivery services has been honestly pretty good. Usually it takes about 1 to 2 days for my packages to come, and the most I've ever had to wait was a week. Now, this isn't exactly the same as delivery, but we Americans do enjoy drive-up pickup services where they can just go to the store in the parking lot and get what we need placed in our cars without even having to leave our car, turning the engine off. Although not exactly the same as same-day delivery, I do find the service to be pretty convenient. I can just order groceries quickly or other daily necessities very fast, and I can pick it up on my way home within an hour. However, when it comes to delivery in comparison to Korea, I do find it to be significantly faster in Korea. This is largely due to the fact that I now live in Seoul, and Korea has a really dense logistic network, unlike in the US, where it's generally more spread out.
So I've never actually heard of pickup deliveries before, so I'm guessing it's kind of similar to curbside delivery.
Yes.
So can you explain how that works real quick?
Yeah, so curbside pickup is pretty seamless. You order something on an app or on your phone, and you just go to the store and tell them what car you're driving, and some employee will come in and get the stuff that you're ordering.
So how soon do you have to like order on your app before you
From
go?
my experience, it shouldn't take more than an hour.
And it works in like big retail stores.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Oh, wow, that's really convenient. So, and logistics and infrastructure vary a lot around the world, making delivery services in some places more challenging. So now you used to live in Morocco. So how do delivery services work there, and how does it compare to the way people shop in Korea?
Right. I actually haven't lived in Morocco or Kenya. It's been over 13 years, so I'm not really sure how things are right now. But back in the day, it was a little bit difficult to even get my post, especially when it came internationally. And when I lived in Kenya, I had to use a PO box. But these days, from what I hear, the big cities in Morocco and Kenya also do get their deliveries pretty smoothly within 2 to 3 days. But Koreans, there's definitely that 빨리빨리 spirit with that expectancy to get your post very quickly. And it's not just for the delivery itself, but for the returning of the parcel too. Korea is fairly small, as Julia mentioned, in landmass, so it makes it convenient to manage our parcels very quickly and efficiently.
So Korea also has really unique aspects to its delivery culture. So what's one feature that might surprise people from other countries, Julian?
Yeah, so I think people, especially back home in the US, will be shocked to learn that even if the delivery package is left in front of the house, no one typically takes it. So even if the recipient is not home, the package still stays on the doorstep without anyone stealing the package. Now, of course, there is still a likelihood that the package could be stolen, but Korea is generally well known for its safety, and many residents here don't usually worry about getting their packages stolen. Another thing that may surprise people is how popular getting groceries delivered here is, but I also do feel like it's another popular option abroad too. And also, I found that returning items in Korea to be a little more challenging than, let's say, back in the US, because in Korea, some products may not fit the condition to be returned, while in America, they usually just accept any packages as long as within the time period that they allow.
So do people just take the risk of things getting stolen if they aren't home?
Well, there's different options of how they get their packages delivered. For example, you can get it delivered at a grocery store where it's like all safe, secure in a locker, or you could just set a delivery time so you know when you're home. So that's when you could get your packages.
That could work. So, and finally, so let's end on a positive note. So have you ever heard or experienced any heartwarming stories involving delivery workers now?
You know what? I have heard that people leave out snacks or cold beverages for the workers depending on the time of the year. And sometimes it's the hot beverages as well. And I've personally done this as when I was living in a villa with no elevator, and they would have to carry up pretty heavy things. And so out of appreciation, I would leave some drinks or snacks for them saying thank you. And this is a moment where we can take to say thank you so much for all the hard work that you do. And you really are the backbone of this country.
So whether it's lightning fast services, the trust that allows parcels to sit safely outside your door for hours, or initiatives like No Delivery Day to give delivery workers a well-deserved break, Korea's parcel system reflects both efficiency and a sense of care. So as the industry continues to grow and adapt, the real challenge will be finding ways to maintain that balance, delivering speed and convenience for customers while also protecting the well-being of the people who make it all possible. And maybe on a day like this, we can all take a moment out of our busy schedules to do something kind for the delivery workers to keep our lives running so smoothly. We're also conducting a program survey that includes News Generation until August 17th to better meet our viewers' expectations. So please visit at www.arirang.com or on the Arirang TV mobile app to share your valuable feedback. And by participating, you'll also have a chance to win Bluetooth earbuds and exclusive K-pop merchandise. And this brings us to the end of today's episode of News Generation, but News Gen will be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Korea time. A big thanks to Julian
Thank you for having me today.
coming in, and Niall.
No problem.
And to all our viewers, thank you so much for watching, and we hope you have the best day. We are News Generation.